How's it going, people? Welcome back to my channel. I've got a special guest, Deluded Guna. Come on, my guy.
Love for bringing me through again and again, man. Each and every time.
Always,
Turkish,
bro.
man.
Always, bro. You started this thing before me, bro.
That's
Man's looking up to you, fam.
I'm trying to be like you, but you're being nice.
Come on, but obviously there's more to come from me and Deluded this
Trust
year.
Me, each and every time.
We're currently in talks to see what kind of content we can bring you together.
Can't talk too much.
Trust me, when it's out, it's out, and
Trust
then you
me.
support
then
the
you
thing.
run through and make sure you retweet and comment and
Trust
everything
me.
else about it.
Trust
You've
me.
been calling for it.
Trust
We're
me.
atting both of us and shit.
But at least we start with some good news. You get me? Obviously, Pepe signed yesterday.
Gassed, man.
Different times to be an Arsenal fan right now. Like, I'm not used to it.
Trust me, I'm not used to a £72 million signing.
Trust me.
And the window's not done, and I'm not used to. Definitely, we're saying we're going to sign expensive players, and we're signing ballers. Like,
Trust me.
so madness. Like.
Because you're someone that looks into young talent across Europe, and obviously he's not that young. He's 24.
Yeah.
But what's your opinion on him?
Do you know what? I'm not going to sit and say I've always rated him, because when he was at Angers, ironically, we played them on Wednesday, I didn't think much of him, and I believe he's been at Lille for, what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, 3, yeah.
Yeah, the last 2 years has been mad, especially last season. There was one season he scored 3 goals, but I feel just off the back of these last 2 seasons, he's been quality. I remember the game, it was either PSG, they beat PSG like 4-5-1 or something.
Last season,
yeah,
January time.
Yeah, something mad like that, and he's shown what he can do. I do think he's very one-footed, but he's positive. He's only gonna get better, and like we were saying off this, man, I'm gassed, bro. Like, we grabbed him, like I'm scared, because at the end of the day, he signed for big money. He has to justify, but he's 24. It's not like we're signing, you know what I mean, like a Neymar or something.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. But that's the devil we're at the end of the day. We can't sign a ready-made player. Do you know what I mean? We ain't got Champions League football.
Exactly.
Ready-made players going to their prime wanting Champions League football.
Much less fighting for Europa.
Trust me.
Yeah,
trust
you're right.
me.
You're right.
It's very hard. That all we can hope for is a signing of this level, I think. Because attacking-wise, it's very difficult to get the best talent in Europe when you're competing in the Europa League. What he's done, he's dropped down from Champions League to Europa League.
To come and join us,
Which obviously...
He's had offers of champs, Napoli.
That shows that he's... You know what? That shows that I think he's willing to work hard to get us to
get where he wants, innit?
Yeah, because even if he does look at it as a stepping stone, I personally don't mind
that. Because obviously, no one wants to hear that, especially top 6 club, but this is the dynamics. Like, I believe if Pepe develops... For me, Guendouzi and Torre, if they develop, then the Barca's, Madrid's are going to come cooler than that. Arsenal fans, maybe not now, but we're used to that. Like even when we kind of were falling off with the Emirates phase, how many seasons have we seen guys go City, guys go Barca, or whatever? So we're used to it. So I agree with you, man. If they want to use it as a stepping stone, as long as they play good, it's all that matters. Like,
that's it. Because like we said, at this point in time, Arsenal pretty much are a stepping stone club for these massive players.
Exactly.
You know, we ain't the entity we was 10, 15 years ago. We have to get back to where we was 10, 15 years ago. And to do that, we need signings like this. I compare it to Zaha. And in my opinion, if we bought in Zaha, we're getting a quality player, but as someone that depreciates in value straight away.
It is what it is at this moment in time.
The pinnacle of value for him is the signing fee we pay for him. From there, he drops down 10 million because it's downhill for him. Whereas Pepe,
he's only 24
in 3 years, he's potentially worth 100, 150 mil. Who knows?
When you put it like that, 100%. Especially with how mad football is going nowadays. Like, the resale value is there.
Look at Liverpool. That's how they made it up. They got
so
heavy resale on Suarez and Coutinho and used it.
Because then, even though Salah and Mane, they're not that old, but if they ever decide to sell them in the next 2, maybe 3 seasons, that's 100 odd million.
Yeah, because if rumours are to believe, Liverpool were interested in Pepe, it's just they couldn't offer him first team football. So they're already looking beyond.
Well, they already have something, how to better it in that.
Yeah, because that's the stage they're at. Obviously, we're at a stage where we're looking at the first team squad, the first 11, and trying to improve there.
See what we can do.
I'm trying to add depth. I'm trying to add a future.
Bet that added quality to the side.
That's it. Same with Man City. That's why them two have been particularly quiet this summer. They ain't got much to really do.
There's no point signing, man, if they're not quality sort of players. And
and it's about sustainability. I think if them two can really be up there again this summer, I mean this season, after a summer that they've had in terms of being quiet, I think it just shows that the type of manager that Pep and Klopp are.
100%. I agree with that. Like if they somehow manage to better their teams, then it just shows their tenacity, and I think they will. Because Pep, I mean, we all know Pep. He's never content with what he's achieved and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I know the Champions League shouldn't define his Manchester City time, but that's the one. If he doesn't walk away with that, so he's intent. Klopp, they probably want the league. Us, it's just top 4. And like you said with Pepe, if we can get Pepe and the centre half, and obviously Turney, then for me, bro, we can finally just look at the playing squad, look at Emre, is he coaching, is he not, what is he doing right, what is he doing wrong? Because We can't really do that right now. We can say Emre might have been negative, he might have done this tactics thing, but it's more the players to a degree and
Trust me.
their shortcomings.
I can't lie to you because last season a lot of people were turning to Emre, and my thing was you can't turn to Emre yet because he hasn't been given the tools. Now with Pepe, that's a massive tool.
Massive tool. Like if he fails to use that, then you've got to ask questions.
Of course, that's when you break down Emery's tenure. You break down what he's done right and wrong, and then you see is it worth keeping him on. This is the last year, right? And we got an option for a third.
So he needs to show it.
So potentially, what the club are trying to do is, all right, Emery, this is the season where you prove it to us. You get these new signings in, make them gel, and potentially build on next summer. Or it doesn't go to plan, and next summer we bring in a manager with a bigger outlay. We bring in a manager and tell them we've actually got this much now. It's not the same as we was offering Emery because we're in a better position.
And we've got a playing squad to utilise of sorts, walk through with it. Yeah, I fully back that, bro. I agree with that. I think for me, the big thing is, I think I wouldn't say Emery's gambling because at the end of the day, I don't know what Raul were talking, but if you look at the Saliba signing, he said he was prepared to wait a year. We just said he's got a year left, right?
Yeah.
What guarantee is that you're going to be there? It inclines me to believe the club, maybe not signals, but signals that you're going to stay long term, but for me, that's a big risk, especially if we don't bring another centre half. Saliba, what we was talking about him earlier, 6'4", 18 years of age.
The attributes are all there.
Attributes you want to hear from someone who sounded like a young French Van Dijk, but he's not here this season, so he's irrelevant. We are not. If he can improve this defence, it's a miracle. But I'm pretty sure you're in agreement with me that unless a miracle happens, the current options we have in defence, it's not going to get better. And no matter how much they improve and whatnot, it's shortcomings. Because last season we were relying on 34-year-old Mr. Koscielny, like
to come back and play 2 games a week, but we're forcing him.
Exactly, and you've shown his decline. How many times against United when Koscielny held it up last year, but when he was pulled into wide position, we spoke about it as well. You could see like he's on his last leg sort of thing. Like, you look at our defence, bro. You've got Monreal 30 odd years of age, Koscielny 30 odd years of age, Socrates the same, Bellerin he's exempt from that, and we bought Leno, but that's not really promising for me. Like there's more to do, bro.
100%, and with the defence, you've got to be a lot more proactive because. Cool, you've brought in Leno, and I'm impressed with Leno last season. But it's about what you build in front of him. If you don't build in front of him and quickly, that goalkeeper will be tainted with he lets him.
Shit,
But really and truly, it's the team around him that hasn't provided him the platform. Do you know what I mean? Because Alisson, Ederson, they both made mistakes over the last 2 seasons after last year, but they get away with it. Because their team
do the thing.
Don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's not as exposed as much as it is exposed at United for De Gea or Arsenal for Leno or Chelsea for Kepa.
100.
Our team structure's not in place. None of ours. So players, not just a goalkeeper, players are prone to be picked out and picked on and abused and whatnot off the back of it. So really and truly, I agree. Defence is a massive priority. Like we just said in support, but I think the wings were just a bigger priority, and I believe that Pepe is the one that I wanted.
You've been very vocal and wanted him throughout the season.
Trust.
So it's happened.
Trust.
For me, it's like just off the back of the comment. What comment did you say? You just said something and it provoked me. It's like I think Arsenal fans or Arsenal in general, we keep looking at like this centre half's going to take us next level alone. This striker's going to do it, and obviously, if he's a quality centre-half or he's a bad man that scores 20 league goals, they're going to help us move forward. But we can't just look at one man to be the sole guy to bring us forward. Like, it's not down... Well, it is down to the coach, but the coach or one single player, they're not going to make the difference. We need to have a team. Like, for me, a team is... 100%. You've got players of different quality that make the difference. But when some man are not at it one day, the others make it up. It's 100%. Dangerous for a top 6 team to rely on something. Like, 100%. Spurs might not be... No, Liverpool probably the best example. When Salah's not at it, you've got Amane. Or if they're not there, it might be an unlikely hero like... Not Van Dijk. What's my man's name? The midfielder. Yeah, the Dutch guy. Yeah. Even though he's not the most glamorous of names, he might step up for it. Milner's had his little
100%.
I don't rate Matip as a centre-half, but he's been decent with Van Dijk and all of these players.
He's improved him. Exactly. Van Dijk's rather improved him. And you know what? If you look at our backroom staff, you've got 2 people there. Edu and Freddie Ljungberg. Freddie Ljungberg was more first team, but they wasn't in the focal 2-3 of the team that everyone used to look at to win us games. But
they were valued members.
Exactly, valued members because they stood up when they needed to stand up. I remember Edu in a Champions League game one time really stood out and shone and scored 2 goals.
Exactly.
In one of them knockout games, I think it was, and he was the difference between going through and going out.
Yeah.
So if we can get players of that ilk where you can trust them to do a job even when the first teamer ain't there, that's exactly what we need moving forward.
But I think what you said there is a great point, because I think Edu and you said Ljungberg, right? them man there, it's a case of they were obviously the manager is going to get onto you, but I think they were genuinely scared of letting your teammates down. It's like me and you playing
100%.
football, you being a striker, me being a right back. I don't want to let you down and let this man get past me.
Yeah.
I don't feel our play. I don't not believe our players want to win. I don't think they're not going to win. But until we get that sort of mentality, it's not going to happen because. How many times as an Arsenal fan, bro, we can praise our 5 appearances. Like, there's a handful of times this season we've shown commitment and fight and this and that. But that should be the standard. Like that we praise players for standard shit, really and truly.
100%.
Like consistency, motivation. Why am I like? You should be motivated enough. You're playing for a top 6 club. You're playing Premier League. Like there's a character.
Life, you need to be motivated. To do what you need to do.
And even like you said at the beginning, even if you don't want to if you want to use Arsenal as a stepping stone, it's in your best interest to play well. Yeah. You play well, more man are after you.
That Kabayosh as well. I think he's using us as a stepping stone.
Exactly.
Prove yourself.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And it is what it is. Obviously, it'll pay us. You're here for a year, and people say
really shines and whatnot.
But if he helps us get into the Champions League, I'm happy days.
Job done, because then we can get a player of his who got even better through what we've done by bringing him in. Yeah. But looking at the last week, obviously we've talked about centre backs. Would you rush and get one in now, even on loan, or would you want to wait a year and then get the one that really makes the change next summer?
Bro, you're good at playing devil's advocate.
Because that's how I think though. I'm thinking I know in the next week we'll rush and
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both because obviously you'd rather wait till you get quality. But the same logic, a year's a very long time. Even in football, a very long time. And for me, I don't want to advocate panic. Like I don't just want a centre half because we've got current options. I just want someone that's decent in it. So if we can do that, I'm good. I'm happy because I honestly don't believe, bro, that we can get top 4 with these current options. And that's not me criticising or being rude to that. I just can't see it. Like I like Socrates, Holding's cool, but Socrates, I feel part of the reason we love him is because he's shown that he's competent and that he loves defending. And we don't talk about the heavy-handedness and
of course, he brought in the heart and determination that we've lacked at the back so long. But because we've lacked it so long, we love it. His technical aspect of things, he's a
bit basic, innit? Like even if we're really picky, I don't believe in being picky, but left-sided centre half would probably be if you can be really picky because only Holding can play there really well. Yeah. Maybe Chambers. I can't remember if Chambers can play on the left-hand side quite well. So I'm not too sure in that regards. Like Socrates, if he's on the left-hand side, like you said with the passing, he's mad awkward with it. Koscielny, he probably prefers to be on the right. He's good at ball playing, but we need a centre half. Like we badly need a centre half because for me that will raise the fans more. Obviously Pepe is the shirt seller, the gassers. Everybody's gonna get his name and whatnot. But if we just had a stable back 4, it's a madness, especially with Leno.
So if there's one player you could bring in the last week, who would it be?
It's difficult, but I'd probably say right now, just because I think he could be kind of cheap, I'd say Mangla Sarr of Toulouse. I mean, he's not the most eye-catching. He's a young centre-half, so he probably will make mistakes, but I think he's fairly competent. Plays on the left-hand side of defence, left-footed obviously. Tierney's our left back and whatnot if we get him, but he can play at left back. There's an option sort of there. So it'll probably be him. To be fair with you, I would obviously love, like we said in the thingy, Koulibaly, Canute. I would love all of these guys, but
it's not realistic.
Sorry about that, people. Technology difficulties, but like we were saying, like centre half is the glaring one. Like I think that will really galvanise people getting behind that because. It all starts from defence. From you get a decent back 5, that's going to win you trophies or not allow you. Like, if we had a decent back 5, we could have very well lost against Palace and all of them games last season, but we could have been safe. Obviously, it's easy to harp on about hindsight and things, but I think it would have been that, to be fair with you. One thing I like as well, quite going off topic with centre-halves and left-backs, I think we've got some dribblers now, because I don't want to put Sabas as something he's not, but he's a
good
strong
on the ball
dribbler.
Definitely, both-footed. And
Pepe as well, because like you said in the supporters club, especially away from home, on top of carrying into our shell, there's no outlet. So teams are getting gassed off that. Fullbacks are coming and attacking us. Obviously, their fans are gassing them. At least if we have Pepe, they might, or someone, they might come forward, but then they think, oh, shit. Something to worry about. Because on top of all our game management and all of these things, the outlet, that's why I agreed with you that winger, it's for different reasons, a winger and a centre-half is vital. Because for me, you've got Pepe. I think Nelson's very young, but like you said in the supporters club, I think should be giving him chances and whatnot because he's done all right. I think them two players that weren't here last season, it's a madness. There's even rumours we'll go for Zaha. Admittedly, I think we're reaching a bit with Zaha thing.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Would you take him?
I'd take him obviously, but we need to sort the defence out next.
But just to humour you on the Zaha thing, like if we did get him, how would it work?
I'd have to put Zaha on the left.
That's it. But at the same time, like, I think it could work with him, but would it be like unbalanced? Because you'd have Nelson, I think, should be getting chances. You've got Saka and Martinelli.
It definitely could be because we got my ideal wingers would be a left footer on the right and a left footer on the left. Because I want someone to run down one wing and I want someone to cut in on the other.
Yeah, and potentially swap and do all of them sort of things.
So that's my thing with the wings. I'd prefer a balance like that, one cutting in and one down the line. Whereas with Reece Nelson, he's the down the line winger on the right, but then Pepe is the cutting in winger on the right. So yeah, the right side looks good. It looks like they've got some depth. Do you know
some sort of balance in that.
But obviously, like you said, if Zaha was to come in, I think it would definitely make us a lot more scary entity going forward.
Imagine Zaha on the left, him on the right.
It would.
Nelson rotating. I think there'd be time for everybody to get games, you know, like Nelson and all of them. It'd probably be, you'd probably only think like, what's going to happen with Martinelli and Saka? What do you thought of Martinelli anyways?
He's looked alright so far. I don't know, you know, pre-season I don't look too much into the game. You know, I mean,
because I don't know much
winning
about
cups in pre-season. So you know, pre-season don't mean that much. You get me? So
it's so true. It's true.
But listen. Obviously, this has been the first little show me and Deluded have done for the channel.
Of course.
We both got our separate channels. I'll upload this on my one today. Next week or 2 weeks time, we'll do one for Deluded, and we'll just kind of get a pattern going. But you lot let us know what content you want to see from us. Give us a title for our show.
Specifically as well. Specifically what you want to hear, see, talk, no dumb stuff, but what you want to talk about. Because it's all fun and games saying, you lot have called for it and we're here, right? Like, we're trying. But we need to know specifically, like, you lot help the creative juices flow.
What area of football, like?
Exactly.
There's a lot we could talk about. Do you want us to talk about Arsenal? Do you want us to talk about the Premier League? Do you want us to talk about positions, players?
Or just a bit of everything. Like, we don't know. Like, we can sit here and just talk like me and him have done, but we need help, people.
Yeah, we need some content. You get me? Fill us up with some content.
Exactly.
And we'll please you guys.
And we'll do what we can. Two honest professionals, working men. We could do what we're trying, people.
What's your channel?
Deluded Guna. Well, I was about to say Deluded Guna 04, but just type in Deluded Guna on YouTube.
It'll pop up. Man. This guy's going places. You just type that in, it'll pop up. And obviously, love for all the feedback. Come on, love for all the feedback. The subscribers, the comments, all of that. Make sure you go to Deluded's channel, subscribe there because we've got some things coming. And yeah, let us know in the comments below what you thought about this video. Until next time, people, we're out.
Peace.